Welcome to Beyond the Veil podcast, where we talk everything that's beyond the veil. So come on in and enjoy.
Hey, ghouls! Welcome back to Beyond the Veil. Yes, we're back in the darkness. Thank you for continuing to follow us and listen to us and our crazy antics of the darkness. I'm always, as you know, Zach, the supernatural chop shop, Mr. Eyeliner, the evil demon against bullies. And now I want to introduce two amazing souls and demons I love so much. Please take it away, ladies.
Hi everybody, it's Amariah here, and if you don't know by now, I am the all-knower of things bookish and random acts of anything.
And I am Megan. I am your whimsical curator of curiosities, creator of the creepy things.
Yes.
So today's episode is going to be all about haunted items. We're going to talk about haunted items, cursed items, those sort of things. So we're looking at a wide variety of things. These are spiritual items a lot of the time, things that hold like mystical beliefs. Some of these have real life things attached to them, with a lot of proof. Other of them are, mystical items from the past. So we'll start going into those.
Yes, and thank you, Megan, because this show's all going to be about the whole cursed items. It's going to be, as we're going to say, and sometimes shit you get that you did not know you were gifted and didn't have a curse attached to it, and you're like, God damn it, why did they give me this?
Yes.
It's like that. But you covered it there because what cursed items are, just because if you never listen to us or know cursed items, but you're into the beyond, they are something that's of male violent nature and they bond to something, and sometimes they are transformed into something that causes much evil and much more demise to people in that life, that one that holds possession, like this little spoon that's my good friend Chad gave me from his grandma's collection, that the other collection has supposedly three people have owned, and two of the couples that owned it have passed away 2 months after getting the whole collection, and this is one piece of the said collection.
Yeah. These cursed items, possessed items, anything like that could be anything. There are chairs, any object you could possibly ever think of, a spoon, that these things can attach themselves to.
Yeah, it's crazy what they can attach themselves to. It really is. It's interesting,
Well, I mean, honestly, it's all about that energy. If they sense that energy you can attach to easily, it's going to be an easy job,
right?
and that's what it
Yeah.
really that's what really happens in a lot of the time.
And you also have to look, go ahead, sorry.
No, you keep going, please keep going, ghoulish baby.
I was going to say, because you have to also look at the different cultures when it comes to cursed items.
And that's something I
Because
need you to talk more about because I don't think people talk about the culture like you can talk about it. Please.
well, like different cultures have, they use different items. Like in the Jewish culture, faith or religion, they use a Dybbuk box, which we'll talk more about later on because that's going to be a big one we talk about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some people, I learned from you actually, in the Romani culture, that rabbits' feet are cursed objects. And in other cultures, they are looked at as good luck objects.
And that's for a certain reason
Yeah.
of that culture and why it's bad luck. And we'll talk about that.
Yeah, but we have to remember like some things to different people are good, while other cultures look at it as a negative or a bad thing. And
Yes.
it's gonna be fun to to see the different things that people come up with.
Oh, I feel like the three of us are going to shoot the shit about the different things we're going to be mentioning tonight.
I agree.
Yeah.
There's so many. We found a topic that all three of us are pretty hyped up about.
So since I'm going to let this go. I want the ladies to start, please. I want you two to start this one because this is going to be pretty much a big part of our show here. Um, cursed items that we know of, we have the knowledge of, that we can all talk about, we all know. I'm not going to repeat one of you say. So I want you two to start it off. Please, Megs, you start us off with a known cursed item that has been in history's point of view.
Oh boy. I mean, we can start off with, I think, the most infamous one that everybody knows. I mean, everybody knows about the Annabelle doll, especially now after the movies. I think that's probably number one most well known.
Agreed.
Yeah, I agree. Are we just naming stuff off right now?
No, like we're gonna like name things from like our list that we put together of what we know are infamous then to now cursed items that are worth talking about. Truly, I don't even know why you have to think about this. You live with this information in your brain every day. You know it. Come on, you know you
I
want it.
know. I just, you know what? I drew a blank. The Hope Diamond.
That is definitely one. That one isn't as creepy, I think.
No, it's definitely not as
So,
creepy, but the story behind the Hope Diamond is awesome. It. I'll let you pick. I'll let you go again. Do you guys want the story behind the Hope?
No, I want you to.
give us
Yeah, I do. I want you to tell them.
Okay.
Yes, because you know it
Well,
really
we
well.
stopped talking about Annabelle, so do we go back or because we have to edit this? I'm just putting edit
everyone
this
knows
out.
about Annabelle.
Okay.
We'll cover her again later too.
Okay. Anyways, so yeah, so okay, the Hope Diamond is 45.52 carat blue diamond. Um, it is said to have been it's said to have been cursed by anybody who owns it because originally it was from a Hindu temple, used as an idol's eye. But over time it was stolen, and then King Louis the Sixth got it for his wife, and then she ended up passing away. And there's just been a history of anybody who has touched it of passing away or having it in their possession and owning it. Right now, it's in the Smithsonian under lock and key. It's been attempted. I think it said it's been stolen once or twice, but
Yeah.
now it's like a vault thing over there. They've gotten a lot better with security.
Dude, I think the reason why they have such good security, because I looked this up, is I don't think anybody wants to go near it. I don't think anybody wants to touch it. I don't think anyone wants to fuck with it. I think like that's it. Leave it be.
Right. I,
It's
I don't
Yeah.
know. I,
I
I
would
think
not play
that would be
around.
kind of, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't, I just want to see it in like person.
We could go visit it. It's like
It'd
I've
be
seen
fun.
pictures. Do you know what it's behind though? Actually, it's got laser beams and shit. It's literally videotape 24/7. You're not getting not going. You're not stealing that shit. No way in hell.
Right.
All right, I'm going to say something that's so out of the box here that has been something I've been obsessing about for almost 25 years. Okay, Bela Lugosi, the famous, amazing icon that played Dracula, who was in Ed Wood's films. Yes, Lugosi was very much known back in his trailers being a clairvoyant, and that it was involved him kind of like trying to communicate with the dad, and he collected objects and whatnot. But one that supposedly was actually cursed, but he actually made a mistake about it, was his mirror, because he would constantly, if you ever see pictures of him, he used the mirror constantly to check his hair, check the makeup. And Bela Lugosi's mirror to me is something I would fucking love to own. So personally, I would love to own that. And I looked up currently where it is. The mirror is now housed in a museum of haunted items in Las Vegas under lock and key. And I looked up the photo of it. It's the mirror on a little thing, a mantle, and there's no fucking way you're going to take that shit out of there. I love it because they still say a part of Bela Lugosi's soul is attached to it.
Yes, I
Yeah.
have heard that. I have
Uh,
totally heard that.
and me being a makeup and hair dude, I you could totally know I was going to pick that kind of thing.
They said he was possessed by the devil.
Yes.
Some say he pushed the devil out of him into said mirror.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I think for me, my favorite the item that I would like to have the most, well,
Ooh,
there's
I
two.
like it.
But it would be Jack Kevorkian's van, and that is housed in the same museum.
Jack Kevorkian's van, really?
Yes.
You wanna live that Jack Kevorkian van life? Hashtag.
So,
He's such.
I mean,
That'd be a killer hashtag, though. I'm gonna tell you.
It's iconic though.
It is. It
it
really is.
is. One, I've always wanted to have a Volkswagen van. That is definitely the 70s child in me that I would love to, live that hippie lifestyle. I also find a lot of irony, I think, in the fact that that is essentially a murder mobile.
And then that fact that a woman's actually gonna own it and drive it.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
That would be the irony. Yeah.
He did get
That
it like ripped out from underneath him though.
I mean, I want that for you so badly right now. I'm gonna like wish that into the world and the air so that you get that van because I think you kill it with that van.
mm, yeah,
Maybe I'll
luck.
get a lookalike.
Yeah, I definitely have to get a lookalike because there's no way we're gonna get there. No way none of us is gonna get the real one from where it's at.
No,
Actually,
no, not
that
at all.
van wasn't even supposed to have. It was supposed to be turned into steel and shipped overseas.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. It was ripped out from underneath him. They put it in auction. He thought that it had been destroyed, but it wasn't. It got taken down from an eBay listing, and then, well, it ended up in the museum. That's what happens when you have money.
Yeah, and guys, like, can I just ask you this? How many times do we all hear about something from a famous serial killer or somebody like that in the world that little items that we don't think about are now being collected and somebody stole out of the evidence room and people are buying for millions of dollars online these days, you know?
Yes.
Yes, there
It's
are so
insane.
many.
It's insane. All right, it's up to
What was the
you.
other piece you wanted to own? You said there was two,
It's Ed Gein's cauldron.
which is
Yeah.
also in said
Go.
museum.
It is.
I don't think
Yeah.
that's the actual one in the museum. I think somebody owns that somewhere else. I don't think so. I think somebody actually has that somewhere.
It's I to me, it's pretty valid that it might actually be real because it's one of those items that is just sort of forgotten about. There was a lot of, lamps and things that were destroyed and other belongings. It's sort of like, the clothing gets left behind and people don't think to pick up those items.
You,
So it's very possible.
but I will tell you, and I will question you, who in that situation would think to pick them up after they're arrested such far? You would say the cleanup crew, the remaining policemen, somebody that's new to the force that might be a collector or might know the case on the TV, and his wife tells him, take that, bring it home. You never know. I think a lot of the time these items went missing and you never knew it went missing, and we know that's why we have a question mark if that's the real product because I think that some of these cops, some of the forensics might have taken it. The 70s, the 80s, the early 90s, they could have got away with that very easily.
Yeah. No, it's a lot easier to just have those things just go missing and end up like in somebody's garage for the rest of the time. Who knows? It could have been a weirdo neighbor who's just like, I really like that cauldron and didn't think about the fact that maybe there was, dead bodies in it. And then it sat in their garage until somebody was like, I'm a collector looking for these items. And he's like, yeah, this is the story of where it came from. I have no idea.
So and that's just imagine if like said neighbor collector dude that sat down there right there, and his grandson finally comes over. His grandson gets interested. What's this, Grandpa? And he's like, I'm glad somebody finally asked me about it. And he gets the son all into the story. The son starts doing Google searches, starts going on and looking at shit, and he's like the new serial killer because of Grandpa.
You know?
That easily could happen. Like easily could happen. I'm telling you, that's how easy that shit could happen.
Right.
As you say, right, my looking ghoulish friend here that has, oh my God, you look great with that bandana on. I don't know if anybody's told you tonight, but you're kicking ass. And I want you to really focus on another item I know is going to blow our mind, please. Because you fucking
Oh my
kill
God.
shit like that.
I'm gonna go with Robert the Doll.
Ah, damn it. I knew you were. I really put in my notes, Carly or fucking, either one of you were going to dictate that for me.
Oh,
Yes, I knew it.
You know
Robert
it.
the Doll.
I thought it was going to be Megan, but all right, damn it. I knew it was one of you.
So, if you don't know who Robert the Doll is, he was a doll in 1904 that was given to Robert Eugene Otto in Florida. The doll today is housed at the East Mortellum U.S. Museum in Key West, Florida, and it's kind of cool. First, let me tell you the history behind the doll. So he became obsessed with the doll. He even had like a room built for the doll in the house, and it was really kind of crazy. But I'm not going to disrespect that doll because I know better. There says there's a rule when you visit that doll, you have to ask permission to take its picture. You can't just snap a picture. And people say that they have taken pictures of that doll and have not asked permission and they've gotten sick. And they've written apology letters to said doll. That doll is not for sale, so therefore it is not housed in the other museum.
That
Um,
doll is. I know that you were gonna say this actually because I know the fact that when we just talked about all these things housed, this thing is not really housed anywhere. Somebody owns it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really weird. I don't know how you have that.
The other piece I think that is interesting, there's two pieces I think that are interesting, and one a lot of people know about, the second one not really anybody knows about. But the first one is piece James Dean's car.
Little
There's only
Master.
like one piece remaining, and
Yeah,
that
just
was said to be haunted and cursed.
like, and
Yeah.
do you remember what happened in like 2022? Like it disappeared. It
Yeah,
got
it disappeared
it disappeared.
completely.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
Nobody saw any footage of if anybody took it. Nothing.
No, yeah, it completely disappeared. So I'd like to know where that went, you know?
Yeah,
And
Someone has that for sure.
the other one
I don't
is
want it.
supposedly Charles Manson's TV, which is housed in same museum as Kevorkian and Cauldron.
So, yeah,
Did he watch TV? Like really?
we've
Yeah,
talked we've talked about on past podcasts. Am a fan, I guess, fan of Charles Manson. So there is a lot of good things in there, like good collection items. They do have his robe, and one of the cooler things is so he has a necklace that he made from toilet paper that was hardened.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I heard about that.
it's the pentacle, and so yeah, it's like I think he used underwear and hardened like tissue paper to make all the beads and fashion it together. So that is in there. I wouldn't call it a cursed item, I guess. Or
no.
it's not like haunted. It doesn't have an attachment. I just think it's one of those. It's cursed because of who the person is.
I
Um,
see that.
but they have. There was something else.
Well, I didn't
There's
go.
something else
I didn't
Charlie
get to
Manson
go.
in there
I
too.
didn't get to go. God damn it, man. That's what
I thought you
happens.
wanted us to go first and see if we knocked how much we knocked off your list.
Yeah, but can I go? You guys what? You said like a bunch already. Shit, man.
Okay, go ahead, go ahead.
No, one that I hoped you guys were to mention was, and I've seen this in places, the Crime Boy um portrait thing. That's millions of versions of that out there. Correct. The print. It's a
Forgot
print.
about that.
It's a print. Yeah, of the
I was
painting.
gonna mention it.
Yeah, I knew one of you were going to do that. And it's literally linked to urban legends to this day and attributes to so many curses that are now followed and made into books. But the purpose of what I want to mention is that the first visual prints of this, people that held them in their hands had strokes, blood coming out of their noses, died in airports buying it, died in this is a UK thing. This is not an American thing. This is from the UK. And once you traveled over to the line to the Americas, the people in American airports who had a print of that was like, that's what really was seen. Like, that's amazingly crazy. And that's why I want to show people cursed items all over the fucking world. But
Oh yeah.
some of the shit you are cursed that from other places and not in America are really simple things that can scare the shit out of you when you know the truth.
And we'll talk about that type of stuff though when we come back from our break.
Yes, we will.
Yes. Alrighty, guys. Record this and then I will stop the live feed. Alrighty, ad break. So we are still setting up sponsors and partnerships with some indie brands. So if you would like to be featured here, please contact one of us at beyondtv@outlook.com. If you would like to support any of us, you can always check out our personal pages. Come say hi, give us That's what I'm looking for. Some support.
Yeah, support. I'm Mariah Rain on everything.
And Zach,
So
Mr. Eyeliner, you could
Yes,
find pretty much anywhere in the world, my friends and my ghouls.
absolutely. And you can always find me at charmedcraftshop.com, or I am Megaroni and Cheese on all handles.
And I am Zach, Mr. Eyeliner, on any channels. Please Instagram me at Zach, Mr. Eyeliner. Easy to find. Ask me about my eyeliners. I will send you a whole product sheet. You can order from me directly. I will help you in the shipping cost. It'll be great. It's an anti-bullying line. These two beautiful ladies are going to be wearing it very soon. And anything else, keep helping us out here. Like, be beyond the veil with
yes,
us, please. Get into our world. We're
and
happy,
Come get to
crazy
know us
people. We're
personally.
not bad people.
also we will be having a Patreon, so you'll really get to know us more.
Absolutely.
And
Oh,
we'll talk about that later.
Before we dive back into our conversation, I want to take a moment to thank our sponsor, Olivia Noir, the go-to brand for edgy yet refined goth and alt fashion. Designed by the incredible Johnny and Olivia Noir, their pieces blend dark elegance with modern sophistication. Perfect for those who love bold fashion with a touch of rebellion. Check them out at olivianoir.com to shop online or to find a list of in-person retailers. Add the code BEYOND10 at checkout for 10% off your entire purchase at olivianoir.com. Thanks again to Olivia Noir for their support. Now back to our discussion.
Hope you liked the break, everybody. Welcome back to Beyond the Veil. And now we have the beautiful.
And Mariah. Anyways, so we were talking about cursed objects overseas. I'm gonna go first because I can only think of one off the top of my head, and I didn't want to look bad here if I didn't have anything. So I'm gonna talk about the curses over in the pyramids. The curse of the see, yeah.
No, it's hard. It's hard. I know what you're talking about. It's hard. Say it. I know.
Just like, the curse over in just the Pharaoh's curses altogether.
King Tut.
King Tut,
Yeah.
but they're all all of them were said to have some kind of curse that you disrupted them.
Yeah, you stole that one right from underneath me.
That's the only thing I could think of.
No, I mean that is a big one. Went I went around and did a lot of like research on those when
Hmm.
I was younger. It's one of it was one of the big ones. A lot of people died. A lot of people died.
Hey, that all that world was not connected to very positive stuff. So,
No.
nobody really know
Um
the truth about that stuff.
there's a lot of ancient stuff there. I think my second pick is I was definitely going to talk about specifically King Tut. Because so many people died, got sick, were cursed for like later on. People who stole objects from um the tomb were cursed. But I think another one that is not supposed to be touched at all, I'm gonna mispronounce this. I think it's the Bassano vase.
You
Yeah,
said it tonight.
this one, it was made in the 15th century
I haven't heard of
by
this
an
one. This is
Italian.
new to me.
Yes, it was made by an Italian woman on her wedding night. So apparently it has like this big curse around it, and it's set to bring death and destruction to any of its owners. So it's not meant to be touched at all.
Oh,
So the bride was murdered while holding it on her wedding night. So it was passed through her family after generations and generations until they just decided to get rid of it. And I think that is still housed in Italy.
The messed up thing about this is, as you pass that doll down, the one thing you knew about that whole thing, right, was not to touch it.
Yeah. A lot of these items, because that's how energy transference works, right?
Yeah.
right.
So some of the items are, you cannot look at them and they're so strong that you get headaches. People have had seizures, said to have heart attacks, like whatever. But mostly it's through touching transference, right? That's why we're not supposed to keep it under lock and key and
But you
all
gotta
of
compare
that.
like curses to the same way people get outbreaks and things like that.
once you have something bad
Yes.
in you or you touch something bad, you can transfer it over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think a lot of cursed items and people that understand and believe in cursed items could teach the world something. Don't touch things you shouldn't touch. People, places, things.
Oh,
Yeah,
exactly.
absolutely.
All right, so I'm just gonna say one last one, and then I want you to kill us out with this one, my demon, because I think this is something I really love talking about. The Anguished Man, the painting. Oh my god, I love that painting. That's on. It's one of the unknown artists, Sean Robinson from England. It claims to have inherited it from like somebody in his family, and then told that the artist basically created this, mixed his own blood into the painting, and just a few hours later committed suicide. Soon after, painting went missing. I love that.
That's
So
crazy.
incorporating blood into a painting it's very interesting, right? I have a friend
I
that's
know.
a blood artist, and like I own a piece of his work or a few, and it's like knowing that that's there. It's like if anything ever happens, like is that gonna be bad juju for me or not? You know what I mean?
I don't think it's bad juju for you. I think it's not bad juju for anybody else. More or less, like it was his story, and he created something that lives forever. I think that artist was trying to do.
Yeah.
Artist.
It
Yeah.
still holds his energy in that. I mean, if you happen to have gotten one of his paintings that he was particularly attached to and he passes away, then like could his spirit be then attached to that one? Maybe.
Right.
If he had a strong attachment to it, yeah,
'Cause
that's
that's what
fair.
everybody says about, everybody tries to say that about their painting that they got from.
No, but I'm sorry. I have to correct myself on the Anguished Man painting. The whole someone actually owns this. It was an unknown artist that did this. And the unknown artist was someone they will never say the name of, but they know in the final hours of the painting being finished, committed suicide. A short time, many decades later, the grandma inherited it from something. They don't know why. And the man who owns it to this day is Sean Robinson. And will not say how the grandma got it, won't say anything about it. And still owns it to this day.
It's
Keeps it.
crazy. It's
Hmm.
crazy
Yeah,
that
because
long.
when they said it went disappeared, no, it was disappeared because nobody talked about it until the grandma somehow, and it was written up in a local newspaper about him owning it.
Okay.
Weird shit, decades later.
Yeah.
I don't know why you want to own it, but that's him.
I mean,
So I take it you don't have any haunted or cursed items?
As you say that.
yeah, he has
This money
this.
clip right here,
Hmm.
it is supposed to be handed down from three guys. A good friend of mine. All three of them committed suicide. The last one actually died in Iraq war, and this was given to me. So I was the only friend that he had that he actually named, and this thing, three generations before him had this, and I always praise this. He's always told me this could give me luck or the opposite. So who knows?
Yeah,
I
treat it with care.
and listen, when someone's dying letter to you is keep this, I will keep it, cursed or not. So I want you to go into something now that you're going to go into, and then we're going to get into that.
Like me talking about housing cursed items.
No, I thought you were going to talk more about something else first. You guys, Jesus Christ.
Oh no, I drew a blank. I'm so sorry. I'm messing this up.
No, I thought we are going on the who's the housing.
No, she was going to finish off with the cursed item, remember? And she wanted to talk more about, and then I was just going to finish up with the positive golem thing, and then we're going to talk about cursed items.
Gotcha.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, we'll just edit this. Sorry, guys. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was, of course, the Dybbuk box.
Oh, yeah.
So not only there's more than one, right? Okay, because Dybbuk boxes are made by usually people in the Jewish faith that are meant to house negative energies, spirits, evil things. You're not supposed to mess with the box. You're supposed to leave the box alone, and you're supposed to worship the box by just leaving it alone and just forgetting about it. You put it up, you forget about it. That is what I have learned from the culture. That's what I've learned in my family. You have one, you put it up and you forget about it, and you just kind of pass it along and you don't talk about it. But
Yeah.
I have to
this
say,
one,
the Jewish culture gives you directions very well, and you don't follow them. That sucks.
right,
With something that heavy, I would hope that there was directions with this, especially if we're gonna pass something down for, a century, generations after generation. Please give me instructions. I do not want to be the one that fucks it up.
right? Same here. And the
You're right.
specific
It's not
one.
exactly a light little thing. It's quite a bigger thing, you know.
No, and it doesn't matter if I don't believe in the same things that grandma believed in. I don't want to be the one to fuck it up. They made a movie about this, all right? I don't want to be that.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. This
Don't blame-
poor guy bought his from an estate sale back in 2001 in Portland, Oregon. His name was his name was Kevin Manis, and he was at an estate sale and got it. So, okay, maybe if you had nobody else to leave it to, what happens? Like you didn't have kids or something, so your stuff probably goes into a estate sale, and whatever doesn't get sold probably
I
gets
didn't know.
thrown in the
I didn't
trash.
know. I didn't know that. That's fucking. I did not know that story. That's awesome
Yeah,
that you
he
know that.
bought it at an estate sale. He bought the thing at an estate sale, and he started having just bad luck. Just bad luck kept happening, bad luck. So he put it on eBay and sold it again.
Good luck.
And that, yeah, Jason Haxton came along and bought it in 2004, and he started having bad luck. He started having bruising. He started having nightmares. He started having a smell of ammonia all the time. He was just
Probably have
getting
the
sick.
shits as well, right? Really bad.
And so what he did was he took it and he buried it. He just buried it in an undisclosed location in Missouri. And yeah. And
He
now
did.
it's owned by the guy who owns the museum in Las Vegas. He
So
now is the proud owner.
who found
And
it? Digged it up though.
Jason Haxton did. The said owner of the museum wanted it.
Big payday.
I don't know. I'm gonna assume so.
I would assume so, yeah.
I would assume so too. But said person is going to, you know what? I'm just going to name him once, and then we're not even going to have to worry about this. Zach Bagans. We know he owns that museum. The museum's awesome. So I'm going to say museum, cool. Cool intent, love the items. But yeah, so he owns it, but I just read an article he's going to be burying it himself.
Okay.
Is it
Because I
going to be
guess
on the TikTok or something where it's going to be like getting him numbers? Because I believe that this person's going to do it, not just do it by himself. You know.
I don't know. Honestly, I just saw
That's
the article and I didn't read up on it because I'm not a fan. So I'm going to say
I will go into more research because I think it's going to be a PR thing, 100%.
it probably will be. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to cover that in episode one day when we talk about the paranormal. So
Oh,
I don't want
yeah,
to
how about
kill
you go
that right
wild on this guy?
now. Yes. But yeah. But that's why I just wanted to say.
But real quick, I always want to talk about something that's not a cursed item. It's something that of the Jewish culture, I don't know a lot of people know of. I think we all know of it. It's called a golem, and it basically is a clay figure that is massively, brought to life. And the word golem comes from the Hebrew word meaning. And I don't want to disrespect my people right here, so I'm going to try to say it. I'm just going to say it in the English terminology: incomplete or unfinished. I tried my hand at doing it in Hebrew. It doesn't work for me much anymore. Yeah. So Golem of the Jewish origin has been involved since the sixth century and meditation of creation. You guys understand why it's made because throughout the years when they were repressed, this is something that Jewish people's faith believed that could come, and especially went into play more, if you understand, during Nazi Germany times. And afterwards, it got into play and got a lot of documentaries made about it in the early 1990s and early 2000s because they have proof that so many Nazi soldiers are hidden in plain sight every day, you know? So a
Yeah.
golem, as they say, or golem, Hebrew they say golem, yeah, like, you'll get it, and it's something that protects their people. It's something for them to get revenge, to get, not revenge, but to get, you know, their, like, their truth back, you know? It's not
Hmm.
something that's of evil, it's something that helps them. I think that's something that a lot of people need more, like a curse that actually does help the people that were horribly, done to,
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. It's what you do with it and what the purpose is. We're not hurting innocent people here. So,
Yeah,
Right.
that's a cool, like, we talk about all kinds of stuff. I think that we just can bring anything out in our talks about a topic.
yeah. It's also something that's used across other cultures also. I know like the Slavic community has a very similar-esque thing that they use. I mean, it's been seen elsewhere, but the Jewish community is touched basically everywhere, so sharing those cultural ideas
And
and
we're not being political.
especially especially in like magical terms and everything, there's a lot of crossovers when people like learn from each other.
Right.
So
I like that.
I agree. And you know what? I love that you kind of read my mind, because now you give me the perfect opportunity to mention this. So we were talking about earlier before we got on here, rabbit's feet. They're positive to many cultures, right? A
Hmm.
rabbit's foot is very positive to many cultures, but within, I'm not going to say which cultures, but there's certain cultures that believe what a rabbit's foot is, that if they have the power of saying a curse to, they know power from their culture, they do curse a rabbit's foot because of one reason: betrayal. And it's usually a man scorning a woman, or a woman scorning a family in that culture. If a woman leaves that culture and goes for bigger pastures, they are disrespected. They will put a curse on that rabbit's foot to ruin that eternal life they want to do. Or if a man disrespects a woman in that culture in any way, they will give them a rabbit's foot with a curse. And that's why a lot of people do believe that rabbit's feet are cursed. I don't know any guy that I know personally that would ever want a rabbit's foot given to them. They're like, no, I'm good. I'm good. Good, guys. Nah, I'm good. I don't cheat. Stop. You know?
And the sales of my shop are just plummeting.
You get mostly amazing women who are going to buy this right now because of what I just said. So stop that.
Pretty much. Yeah.
I actually kind of did that for your shop, to be honest with you. Yeah, because I saw that. And I'm like, you're going to get every woman in the world wanting to buy them. I think I just gave you $1 billion
It's funny.
sale.
That's awesome.
Anything about rabbit skulls? I think that's all I have left in
No, you're going to
rabbit
go
right
into
now.
I want you to tell us about your stuff. Remember the Warrens, the families that you know, that we all know. I want you to give the details of that. Like
Yeah, I know.
you're all about talking about the Warrens.
Yeah, I know. I was waiting for you to finish up your guys' rabbit
No, it's
talk.
going to be you. I did, but now it's going to be you two going back to back with the
Oh,
family.
yeah. Do you want to bring up the Warrens first, or do you want me to?
You start with the Warrens, and I'll move into the Hagans
And then I got,
and the Bagans.
okay, I got Johnny Zaffis too. We can't forget him.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so, yeah. So, people probably want to know, when you have a haunted or cursed object and it's legit, what happens? If you don't want it in your presence anymore, what can you do? You can always try to destroy it, right? You can
Not recommended.
not recommend it. You can donate it to like somebody or Goodwill or something, which also probably not the best. You don't know who's going to end up with it. Or there's people who house these items. And the big ones that first we think of are the first and foremost people who ever, the frontiers of it, which there's actually, you can say there's kind of like two. There's two founding members. You've got Warrens, but as I'm sitting here talking about it, you've also got Holzer. Because Holzer also had a little collection himself, and
Yeah.
they're both the founding, but the Warrens are more known. Holzer's
What
more
side is
known for something
less
else.
talked about for some reason? I don't get it.
What, Holzer?
Less talked about.
Oh yeah, completely. We'll have that on the other episode.
Absolutely.
Because I think he's the founding father of.
I do too. And you have to wait for that. But yeah, go on.
I just think that the Warrens were like this perfect weird couple. And I think that's why they became so famous. They had everything in them to just write about. And,
A
I
lot
don't
of
think
people,
two people like that don't. I don't think two people like that find each other without some kind of faith intervening. You know.
yeah, no, I agree. But a lot of people, and they're a touchy subject because a lot of people think they're fraud. I mean, everybody has their own opinion. A lot of people don't believe in this to begin with. We're gonna have to respect that. We don't like your opinion,
Yeah.
but we respect it, or we don't believe it, but we respect it.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so you got the Warrens who started all of this with, they had the Annabelle doll, which we talked about, and a lot of other items. They have a lot, like a lot of, I can't
I,
even think of it they have the music box,
I want
the
that
music
music box
box
in such a way.
that I love that music box with
Love
the,
it.
and the spinning thing and the,
They they do have a lot of famous items, well-known ones that were publicized about and everything, but what makes their collection so unique is that I think they just had so many little one-off things that were like, keys and just random heads and just things that had spirits attached to them, and they just were collectors of everything.
I think what
right.
really made them stand out was the fact that they were not just collectors, but they had a case beyond every collected piece.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it was all
Oh, and the fact that all that stuff is blessed. Annabelle is actually locked into a glass box,
a
locked
glass plexi.
away. Yeah, and it's blessed weekly, still to this day, even though the Warrens have passed. They had a daughter who married Tony Sfera, and he now curates the museum. And it's no
Yeah.
longer open, but he does hold special events.
And see,
Yeah, and he'll let investigators and everything come in there to.
Yeah.
but as you guys say that, you guys know this so good, and I'm going to say to you, like, they're very much intelligent people. Where they only let people touch or see something, it has to be blessed. And this is what anybody needs to know about cursed items. If you own one, if you can't afford a plexiglass, you can order off Instagram a little box. Put that, or on Amazon, get that, put it in the box. Go to church, get some holy water, bless that shit every week.
Yeah.
Believe in what you say because you want that. I don't care what you believe in, but you want that safety.
Right. And everybody else, I mean, you know about the Warrens, and then I'm going to talk about one person real quick, and then I'll let Megan take it away. Johnny
Oh yeah.
Zappis, because he's attached to them. In the long run, he
Yes.
learned from them. And Johnny Zappis is out of Connecticut. He had the TV show Haunted Collectors. I think that was on Sci-Fi, and now it's on Destination America, which you can get like any kind of those shows with Discovery Plus or whatever. But he's also another one. He also does paranormal investigations. He has his own group, but he also houses haunted stuff as well.
Mhm.
It's not stuff that you would every day think of, and it could be as simple as a horseshoe that it's just stuff that people have found and collected on their property, and they didn't know. And they brought it home, or they were gifted it as, like somehow.
Yes. And like how Zach started off us earlier with the spoon, is that there are so many items that have attachments to them that are just simple household items.
Yes.
And those things often get overlooked, I think, because, famous serial killers and famous people's items are more interesting. They have more of a story. The haunted dolls are a little more creepy in the movies about them and everything. And I think it's easier to believe than saying that, just a necklace is haunted,
I can give you an example. Like, you know how many there's cases of murdered chefs at parties that they were hired for in Hollywood that got murdered just being a part of the party of somebody doing a crime, and supposedly the knives the chef died holding are cursed items, and these knives go for like thousands of dollars at auctions.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I think the Warrens, that couple dynamic, you said that they taught other people. and I think we all in the community have learned from them
Oh
and
yeah.
watched them.
Hmm.
I know I have.
I have.
So we have the Hagans
Oh
from
yeah.
Ohio,
Yeah.
and they are basically Midwest's version of the Warrens.
Yep.
They are paranormal investigators. They do have their own website with their own TV show. I know they stream on TikTok, so you can check them out. And they have a small collection, and they are, in fact, working, I think, as of last year to open up their own museum.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah.
You kind of have, it'd be
So,
nice to have something on the East Coast. You don't have to, like, especially if you don't want to go to Vegas. I'm sorry.
No, I agree.
yes. And I
I
don't.
mean, I don't.
Yeah, I don't either. So it'd be nice to have something on the East Coast, like somewhere, that's open because I think Zappos might
Yeah.
have a place, but I don't think it's open to the public.
Yeah. So currently they investigate their own items. They have like a paranormal TV show, and they go through, they have a haunted high chair,
Oh, wow.
and they have a handmade Ouija board that sits underneath it. And I don't remember offhand, but there is a correlation between the two and the story. They have a really, really creepy Pinocchio doll. My friend also has one. I'll see if I can post pictures of hers on the Patreon. That thing gives me
Meg,
nightmares.
quick question, real quick. When you said the chair, it's not by, is it the Busby's stoop chair? Because that was bought a few years back, and I think they might actually have that. That famous stoop chair.
I don't think so.
I think I heard something about someone buying it recently, like a few years back. I'm like, oh my god, that could be it.
I don't know if it's the same one.
Because last you saw it was on North Yorkshire, but in the UK, but Americans like came in and were interested in it a while back, and they did a tour. And I think might be
That
with them.
that might be them.
Yeah, that
Um,
makes sense. I'm like, holy shit, that is awesome.
they also have this really creepy Helen doll, because no
Ooh.
collector is complete without a creepy doll,
Mhm.
at least one. Um, so yeah, there's them, and I don't know, there's a huge growing community of smaller collectors.
Yeah.
Like the Hagans buy all of their stuff on Facebook oddity groups, the same places where I sell and where we
I
have met
shop.
plenty of amazing people and
Yeah.
purchased stuff ourselves. Yeah. So I mean, with the internet and everything, it makes it so easy to just find like one-off things.
Right.
So anyone could be a collector. It just takes a decent amount of money to get us to,
Yeah.
Investor,
to get us
an
to,
investor.
yeah,
Yeah,
If anyone would like to
absolutely.
invest in me, please message me.
I know exactly.
Yeah.
Shit, if you guys want to
If you
invest
guys
in
have
me,
haunted items.
like
Yeah.
that.
If you guys have
But I
haunted
love
items
the
you want to
fact that
get rid of.
I love the fact that you
Mhm.
two knew about the Higgins, because I just kind of saw that, like, I know who they are, but you taught me more about them than I ever knew. So I appreciate that, because I did not really know much about them until like you guys told me and explained that, and now talked about it.
They're
Yeah.
growing a lot.
Yeah, they're
They
growing.
are
It's
they are
nice to
set to be.
see. It's nice to see other people growing on that and not seeing who it's been in the past couple of years that's been consistent. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I think the museum's awesome, but I can't.
Listen,
I
that
can't
whole
with her.
Las Vegas museum, I can tell you the truth. A friend of mine tried to get in there. You have to pay a boatload of money. It's all about, you have to dress a certain way. It's bullshit. It's so messed up that dude keeps all that shit, and you have to play a part to even get in there to look at it, or something.
So, okay.
I'm pissed.
Who we are speaking of, you may have deduced, the owner of the haunted museum in Las Vegas, Nevada, is Zach Bagans, and he is very well known in the community. He did Ghost Adventures for
Ooh.
years. He did a couple of other one-off shows.
He did a haunted
Um,
museum. He has
could
a museum, haunted
he
museum one too.
he does. Yeah.
You guys know me enough where Zach, shut the fuck up, because I'm gonna say this right now. I don't give a fuck what shows he's done. He's an asshole for doing what he does with that museum and keeping collectors
Any
like us away from seeing them. Sorry.
anyone in the community is either 50-50, okay? He is either known as this hot nerd guy that says silly things. Oh, there's people who believe it. We
I
will
know.
let them live in their fantasy. The three of us are not a fan. I do appreciate the fact that he collects, that he goes out and does paranormal investigations. I think that Ghost Adventures was a very eye-opening experience for a lot of people. I think it would have been better suited if he was not the host.
It should have
It
been
is
Nick.
well known. Yes.
Listen,
But
you're not gonna.
we'll leave
All right.
politics out of
Yeah, we're
You're
gonna
not
leave that on this. And on this note, though, we're gonna take a break.
Absolutely.
But that's why you love us, guys. Seriously.
Megan, do your thing for your sister.
Yes. All right. Let me pull this up because it went away. Alrighty. So, a different kind of ad break. Many of you are not aware, but my sister was diagnosed with MS, multiple sclerosis, last year. And this year she is doing a walk and she is asking for donations, which help to support resources, further research, all for MS. This community has been a huge lifeline for her, and she wants to give back. So any money that you donate to this goes into more groundbreaking research and developing disease-modifying therapies to stop progression, which is a very important thing for her and others who are affected by this. So you can donate any amount. She does have a thing going where she is making her own. She has magnets and stickers for $25 and $50 donations. She also will get herself record herself getting hit in the face with a pie if she hits $1,000. Or $500 she will get hit in the face with a pie, and $1,000 she will get a bucket of ice dumped on her. So you can go to events.nationalmssociety.org, and she is participant number 634675. I also have the post shared to my personal Facebook. I will share it elsewhere and create a link on our social media so that you guys can access that easily. So if you yourself is an MS warrior or know anyone who is affected, please consider to donate to her fundraiser to help others in need.
Absolutely.
Yep. That was not great. That was really well
That was
done.
great.
That was good.
All right, let me pause.
And now to tell us about cursed books like the book Amazing Demon herself. Take it away, Emra.
Hey, okay, yeah, so I wanted to mention because I'm an avid reader, obviously, if you go to my TikTok, you'll see it with my book reviews. And just gonna say I read a lot of gross, raunchy books, so don't come at me. But these books I wanted to name off was the Codex of Gigas, which is also the Devil's Manuscript that was written between 1204 and 1230. It's a 165-pound book that is housed in Sweden's National Library and from 1768 is when they found it again. So like it was lost, and this is like supposedly the devil himself wrote this.
That's
So
insane.
that is
That's
behind closed doors.
that's awesome to know. I did not know that existed. Okay, that's badass. No.
Then you've got the Book of Abramelin. That's what it's called. It's the Jewish magic text from the 14th century. In the 1890s, they translated it to English, but it inspired Aleister Crowley's magic. And the third book is more modern. It's called Written in Blood. It's about I think it's about the hate it is about like the Haitians and the things that went on over there. But they said that the book is actually cursed and that by a Haitian voodoo curse.
Hmm.
Please don't give me that as a birthday gift ever.
So one book and
I
one
don't think
rabbit's
that's
foot. But yeah, I just wanted to mention those.
And yes, she is the seer of, and she is the number one person I got to tell anybody who listens or watches this. She gets me into books constantly. I have not wanted to read a book in maybe a decade, and you've gotten me into books because you know my style, and I appreciate you getting me into books again.
Yeah, no problem.
just like you do to us
Uh,
and movies.
movies, yeah.
Thank you, thank you. And I try not to be a one-trick pony with my movies that I clip.
Speaking of cursed objects in movies, you know what? I sleep with the TV on, okay? It just helps me sleep. It's at a low volume, whatever. Can't really hear it.
Nobody
But it just,
judges.
but I usually turn on Tubi and just start out with a movie that's horror and then just, if Russian roulette plays on its own. And like I woke up to actually The Possession about the Dybbuk box with Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I was like, wow, there's a sign.
Yes.
Get
That's one of
ready
my
for the
favorite.
podcast.
That's one of my favorite cursed item movie.
I think that's one of mine too. I love that movie big time. I really do.
So when I was thinking about cursed movies, I was definitely thinking about like the movies themselves being cursed. I wasn't necessarily thinking about movies with cursed objects in them. So the one that came to mind was Rosemary's Baby.
Oh.
Oh,
Wow. If you
Yes.
think if anybody who likes what we like and you don't know about Rosemary's Baby thing, like wow, damn, that's a
Yes.
lot. Just shit. Keep
yeah.
going. Like I don't tell Sage one thing.
I mean,
Wow.
it's a fantastic film. When I was getting into horror movies, my mom set me off, and of course we watched like The Shining and whatever else. So that was one of the movies that I watched, you know, far too young, but that a lot of bad happenings happened, and the movie itself is said to be like haunted and cursed.
I did not think you were gonna go there. I think I literally like laughed and cried a little bit when you like went there. It was so impressively awesome that you went there. That's amazing. Yeah, that movie, not a lot of good. Uh, but again, Polanski doesn't have a great track record with non-curse things in his life.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
That
just
and
saying.
is said to be cursed even.
I, I mean,
Yeah.
I can't even like you. Wow, you killed me with that one. I gotta try to like, I gotta try to.
He's trying to recuperate over here.
All right,
Just so you guys know here.
like
That's a win. I'll take
the
that.
only movie actually. 'Cause this is the whole story about how I even watched this movie. I was flying out to California. I had like 8 hours. I couldn't sleep. I never watched it on my computer. My friend sent me the Sinister on my computer and a video. I watched Sinister in the dark, knowing I have to get to an airplane in a few hours. That's the worst thing you can ever do is watch Sinister in your bed with a laptop in the dark. Because when Ethan Hawke looks at that one screen and the thing turns, because it's cursed videotapes. It's literally cursed videotapes that you're gonna bring an entity out of by watching. That to me creeped the shit out of me in such a way, like I watched it in the wrong way possible. You know?
Watching something in the wrong way possible, you know what I did?
Uh
I worked I worked overnight at an out I worked backstage in a lot of overnights at an outdoor concert venue. So big place, right? And then surrounded by national park all the way around. So you're engulfed. Before I went into work that night, I took the crew, some of the people I work with. Before we went into work and went and watched Blair Witch.
oh.
So we were there all night alone in the park. There was 10 of us and we're like, oh, that was like the worst idea we ever had ever.
And then she just mentioned, then there was four of us. Then there was two of us, but I'm the one here now. Ha ha ha!
It was so, it was so insane.
See, these real stories make us really appreciate cursed item films when
Hold
they're
on a
out there.
second. Megan, you are muted, so anything you're saying, we can't hear.
Okay, that's fine. I was just laughing.
I was like, she's talking, but I can't hear.
That,
Yeah, it's all
but there's so many like movies regarding cursed items loosely based or based on real stories. We can mention so many of them. People know them already, but like the one thing I want to like get into to like shock you too with like current things I read. I wanted to go current that maybe you guys don't know about. That's like my pride and joy right there. So curse sets. Yeah, Megs. Yeah, because you challenged me, girl. I'm gonna challenge you with this. Yeah,
right.
curse sets.
Let's
But
go.
I didn't know. I didn't know. I only knew one of these stories actually, truthfully. So when they were that movie Ryan Gosling, like Ryan Reynolds, when they made the Amityville horror movie over in 2005, and I knew this one, and this was really messed up because I remember I went online and listened to the actual recording of him on a podcast, and yeah, so basically during the first week they started filming, a dead body washed up on the shore on the set. They never wanted to be involved with how they got there. They were just filming there. They didn't care because they didn't film it in the actual location. They found some place, and a lot of people said the house was creepy enough to be like the house. Then, following this, half the actors, producers woke up violently every night for like days with electric shocks.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
yeah, and this all these people were like, they have testimonials about that. And I think a movie like nobody really thinks, oh, a remake of a movie can bring a curse, but maybe you got the curse because you're remaking such a powerful story, and maybe you
Yes.
found the wrong house. Because how does a dead body just wash up? And I'm not talking about like it's the mafia territory or anything in 2000 there. I'm talking about they filmed this thing in just a normal area where they found a house in the middle of nowhere, you know?
Yeah.
So that to me is such an
Mm.
interesting, cool fact that I don't think a lot of people know about. And then, like, lastly, I just want to say this real quick: the 2001, this guy Kenneth Dean, he was a handyman that was convicted of killing two women, and this is so they connect this to two women and then two actresses that were, but one was a body double originally for Janet Leigh in Psycho, and they later found he was obsessed with the movie Psycho, and he the other,
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, and the
didn't
only
know that.
yeah, like, yeah.
no.
Then when I was looking at his arrest thing online. Like the guy had a Psycho fucking T-shirt. I had one picture, like on. Like what the hell? He was a handyman that worked in the
Wow.
studios. He actually, I think he grew up in that area on Universal that saw the house and everything.
Huh.
Yeah. So that's my little fact
That's
about weird shit.
crazy.
I like to surprise you guys with once in a blue moon. Okay.
That's crazy.
Didn't they say, I know this is non-horror related, and this is a real quick question because you know a lot about films. Didn't they say like the Wizard of Oz was supposedly cursed?
Oh yeah, with
So,
the
yes.
hanging small person.
Yeah.
Yes.
That if you
So, fun
called it.
fact, because I will always correlate things back to Wisconsin. It was originally filmed in Oconomowoc, Wisconsin.
I
Oh,
gotta
They
really?
have a festival. Yep.
I gotta find every way to like do something to Megs where I can like kick her ass on Wisconsin somehow. I don't care if it's Wayne's World or something, but I gotta eventually.
It won't happen.
It might take so long where it might be Christmas
Well,
time.
it's weird because a lot of things do happen there. A lot of
I
things
know.
weird happen in New York, and a lot of things weird happen in Ohio. It's
Yes.
crazy.
We should all
That's how we ended up being
we should
weirdos.
all be like Ghostbusters in a way. I think.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But like, quick question for the both of you: we all hosted a paranormal activity show with Camera People. Would we go in there looking like douchebags, wearing suits and ties and everything?
No.
No.
Exactly. Just a quick question. Yeah, I was asking you guys. But again, I'm sorry to tell when you see this on YouTube, please, if you know who we said earlier, please let him know. I'm easy to find. We're easy to find. Contact them. Let them first go at you. But I will challenge you to go against all three of us and talk about why you don't let real people see your items. Please tell us. Anyway, don't edit that out.
Oh, no.
Oh
All
boy.
right, on that note,
I'm gonna
you
have a
have
video game
something
after
for
this.
us?
Yes. So I really want to always give you guys a nice quote, and I kind of like to kind of mention it close to like what we talk about on the subject. So let me kind of go into the voice. I sometimes feel like that I'm impersonating the dark unconscious of the whole human race. I know it's sad, but I think I love it. Vincent Price.
I knew that.
Because Vincent Price is always thinking he lived in the darkness. He never thought he was normal. Some of us,
Vincent Price is my. Mwah.
I wouldn't mind
Yeah,
if
that's a good one.
Vincent Price can realistically come back to life in the same body form, and if anybody cheat on me with him, it's fine. Like, it's Vincent Price. It's okay.
It's okay.
That's
All
funny.
right. On
But I
that
love
note,
that we touched another great.
Like to sign us off with this one?
Yeah, no, I
There
love
we
that
go.
we touched this all. I love this tonight. Tonight was great. We always have great topics.
Wait, bring that back on camera and explain that real quick, May, to everybody.
This is there's an unknown spirit attached to her loving name that was given to her by her creator and Vox is Gretchen. And Gretchen has some creepy things. She's been sitting next to me this entire live, and her arm is a little more raised than it normally is. Generally, it's up to hold her bucket, but she tried to get out of her box, and her head is more tilted to the side than it normally is. So
Ooh.
she wanted to make an appearance, and I don't think she's a fan of my LED lights. It's got pouty face on.
And
We'll discover more about her later.
And I think eventually that doll could be in the hands of somebody else, and we'll talk about that next week and how much they can get it for, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. She could be yours.
And FYI, audience, she's risking her life by holding that thing right now, so please appreciate her a little bit. Thank you.
We're friends.
All
Just saying.
right, you guys have a good night. I'll see you next week.
We'll come back.
Until next time, guys.
And join us
Bye.
Beyond the Veil. Bye.
We hope you enjoyed the episode of Beyond the Veil tonight, and guess what? We hope you all stay safe in that world, 'cause it's dark out there, and you don't know what hides behind the darkness. Be